Okay, just so you know, you can now play Christmas music if you want to.
Yeah, and I'll still flip the channel if you do.
Yeah.
I just don't like it.
I was very proud, though. Is it Cool that does it up here in the Twin Cities, right? Cool does.
Yep.
Well, there are others. I think St. Cloud has one that does. I haven't checked on them.
Okay. I accidentally hit Cool.
But they waited till like November.
Who,
they
Cool?
waited a week in November.
Okay.
Which is restraint
Sad
for them.
Yeah, but I don't like it.
Yeah. By the way, the 12 days of Christmas?
Yes.
The 12 days start at Christmas.
And they go from there.
And go from there.
That's correct.
Just had to get that off my chest.
Okay.
What else? Oh, yeah, I was supposed to tell people something.
Yep. Like, surprise, and profit.
That's right. You're supposed to like, prosper, and curtail some... What?
Like, suppose, and prosper. Are you happy?
He said, may you follow.
Yes, I'm giddy.
You like, subscribe. Do you wonder what it'd be like to be his kid, by the way, Leonard Nimoy? Whoa. That's Dad. You see this? No. Where was it? Oh, like, subscribe, and follow.
There we are.
This is truly, if you would, because we love that stuff. Actually, we don't know anything about that stuff, but apparently
there's a lot of you watching the shows right now who aren't subscribed. It would really help us if you did.
Yeah. Mr. Go Rhythm would be happy as all get out.
That's right.
I see. Like, subscribe. What else is there? Oh, if you want to tell us something, you can leave a comment where you listen and or watch us. And yes, I know I sound taller.
But he's not.
Really not. I'm under 5'6" now.
Are you really?
Yeah.
Holy crap, you're a tiny one.
Way to bite me. And do it quickly or you won't be able to reach. Weight of the world on my shoulders. Where was I? Oh, you can just leave us a little note there where you find us. Or you have a longer message that is containing a question, comment, conundrum, or snark. We do like snarks, by the way.
Love them.
Especially if they're good ones.
Gotta be good.
Been a while since we had a good snark.
Yeah, but most snarks are ungood.
Yeah, you guys suck. Duh.
Well, we've never said anything different.
Have you listened? Oh yeah, like, subscribe. No, like, subscribe, follow. Message where we are, or you can. Oh, if you have something longer, question, comment, conundrum, or snark, email us at TITR@netradio.network. That I remember.
This is True, Really News with Scott Combs and Tony Vercanis. All the news you're about to hear is true.
Really?
As far as you know.
And now? Lusty tales of shipwreck adventure.
Hang on. I.
Megabit.
What?
R. Well, it's a pirate eye test.
Computer pirate.
Software pirate. I always screw that up. I know it's driving me nuts. Okay. Those of you who know.
God, did I know? I can't remember stuff that's important, but that's how to sure.
December 5th, 1664. A ship.
Remember December. No,
5th of 1664. A ship sank off the coast of Wales in the Menai Strait. Now, the Menai
Strait.
It's a dangerous body of water, and it has taken many ships.
It has.
Currents come from both sides.
Everywhere, all around you.
This particular day was no exception, as the ship went down with 81...
You know how love is all around, so are currents in the Menai.
The ship went down with 81 sandwiches, hitting Davy Jones' locker's floor. Save one.
They saved a sandwich?
Yeah, a man named Hugh Williams.
Where'd you go, Hugh?
September 5th.
Let me guess, he went on to become a serial killer and...
No, he's just well known for being the one survivor.
Yeah.
September 5th, 1785.
How come Kate Winslet didn't live through Titanic? That was kind of sad. Anyway, go ahead.
121 years later, Another ship went down in the Menai Strait with all sandwiches hitting the floor, except for
one.
Hugh Williams. August 5th.
Okay, tell me again, God doesn't have a sense of humor.
1821. Once again, a ship went down in the Menai Strait and claimed all sandwiches.
All of them?
Except for
Hugh
Williams.
So apparently, you want to name your child Hugh Williams. What if it's not my last name? Give him that as a middle name.
It's fine.
I think it'll work.
Many viewers may scoff at such a coincidence, claiming it to be the stuff of sailors' salt-encrusted imaginations.
Well, that's a bit rude.
It turns out, Hugh Williams is a common name in Wales, so it is not impossible, but rather improbable for there to be 3 sinkings.
Of course, it takes 37 letters to spell it in Welsh.
There is additional legend that sometime in the early 1900s, another ship went down in the Menai Strait. 2 guys survived. A guy and his nephew, both named Hugh Williams. But while the other 3 are considered possible, this one is not. The last one is not. 4 sinkings, 5 Hugh Williamses. No. 3 sinkings, 3 Hugh Williamses. Sure.
And
Partridge
family.
In a pear tree. See, we've already started our Christmas music.
Those are after Christmas.
Sure.
Goes from Christmas Day to Gentile Christmas Day.
Ah, I like that.
I'm sorry, are you finished with all people drowning now?
For now.
Thank you.
You're welcome.
Oh, shut up. They wouldn't put zebras on those boats. Inside the...
But just name the zebra Hugh Williams. Everything will be fine.
What's your zebra's name? Hugh Williams.
Everybody's going to start calling themselves Hugh Williams.
They've got a whole boatload of passengers. Yeah, we're looking for Hugh Williams.
Yo!
Inside the LCIELO? CIELO. CIELO? It's Wisconsin. Inside the El Cielo bar.
Cielo?
A mere 2 weeks ago. It was a Wednesday.
I remember it well.
The open sign was extinguished for the final time at the bar.
Oh.
You see, after closing Tuesday night, the owner...
They must have got a new sign.
Reuben Albanel Colt's tavern license was permanently revoked.
Oh.
He has operated the bar at 12th Street and National Ave in Milwaukee for 9 years.
Okay.
He explained that he's still concerned about an ongoing Milwaukee police investigation that stems from a shots fired incident there last fall in October.
Does that mean they were lighting glasses of booze?
It does not.
Oh.
That would have been more fun.
Yeah, shots fired is nice.
Well, if you blow them out, do not, by the way.
Drink them.
No, not while they're on fire. And it's always bad to put fiery things in your mouth, unless you're a fire eater person.
Yes.
At a Milwaukee Common Council committee meeting.
Common Council Committee.
Do they have an uncommon council committee? Police discussed the October 18th incident. I knew it. I'll bet Ann was there celebrating and had something to do with it.
It was during the Uncommon Committee get-together. They only do it once every few years.
Well, that would make it rather uncommon.
Yeah.
Officers recovered cocaine, drug paraphernalia, the ever-popular drug paraphernalia.
Okay.
A suspected drug sales ledger.
They found the books?
I suspect this ledger is about drug sales.
Yeah.
You know, what did it say? Well, it said cocaine, 1 kilo.
To Benny the jerk.
Oh, they also picked up some 9mm cartridges, which to most of us would be bullets.
Yeah.
Chickens were also located in the basement of the tavern, said an officer.
That's always a tell that there's drug trafficking.
Now there's more questions in my head than before. Up to 4 chickens can be kept on residential property in Milwaukee, by the way. Not in Minneapolis. Yep. Don't do it in Minneapolis.
Yep.
But in Milwaukee you can.
Yep.
But you do have to have a permit there, and the chickens must be in outdoor coops. Coyote is also accused of shooting a gun out of a window.
At what?
Which is, I suppose, better than shooting out the window with a gun. He, of course, denies it was him, saying it was a random person on the sidewalk out front.
I'm telling you, it was the chickens.
He also said during an interview Wednesday that a bowl of cocaine that police say they found inside the building was not his.
And he kept doing this.
He likes Cheerios. And he admitted to WISN 12 News that he was raising a couple of chickens in the basement near the beer storage, explaining as he did at the committee meeting, he planned to eat them. I mean, you can't ride them. What else do you do with chickens? They make lousy pets.
Yes.
The chickens
Unless you
were
cut most of the head off it and it lives.
When the alderman Jocasta Zamaripa.
Holy Pete.
Jocasta, how did you end up in Milwaukee? And more importantly, why?
Yep.
As Coyle testified, he said, so the chickens that were located in the basement of the tavern, why were they there? For eat. In my house, I live in the upstairs. Asked and answered. So he follows up. You kept them in the basement. You then brought them up to kill them? In my house, yeah. In the end, between the cocaine, the shots fired, the noise complaints, oh, yes, and the chickens, they said they'd heard enough.
The chickens were really tipped it.
Common Council President Jose Perez said, I just think he knows better than to get into the trouble he's gotten into. The bar, by the way, is in the Common Council President's former district, so he said he's well aware of the location's history, so I think the record speaks for itself, and I agree. It is difficult to support this license. So that was very large and heavy. The full Common Council, what the hell is that like a city council?
I don't know. Maybe it covers a couple
they've
of
obviously got some sort of power.
Yeah, they do. But they're the ones deciding, obviously, on liquor licenses.
They voted. They voted to revoke. There we go. The license. Coyle's attorney, Vince Bobot.
Banana, Anna Fofat.
Are there no Smiths,
Bobot.
Jones, Johnsons, Williams?
Bobot.
Is there a Hugh Williams in Milwaukee?
Well, they need one. At least one.
Anyway, attorney Vince said that he could appeal the revocation to the circuit court, but they had decided against it. Makes one wonder why. Could just be the cost. The chickens, by the way, were taken by the Milwaukee Area Domestic Animal Control by Milwaukee Police. They were taken two by the police did that? Normally, you'd call animal control out because rules. One was euthanized because of its condition. The other was returned to Coyote and could not be found for a comment now.
Interesting.
Because apparently if you're a loser, you have chicken dinner too. So.
I was going to say, spokesperson for the chicken said.
Only in Wisconsin.
And now, the Flathead Beacon Police Blotter.
And got a bit of normalcy to the week.
12:29.
This early? Wow.
Yes. 12:29 a.m. A fire alarm errantly went off at Famous Dave's. 12:41 a.m. A burglar alarm was triggered at Burger King for no apparent reason.
Was there really a fire at Famous Dave's?
No. I'm beginning to think somebody was just cooking something and then went over and tapped Burger King as well.
As long as you're there.
Now we leap to 9:07 a.m.
That sound, see, up until the a.m., it sounded almost like a zip code.
A resident on Haywire Gulch called to report dogs at large. Some 50 minutes later,
Yeah.
another Haywire Gulch resident called in to complain about an unknown number of dogs running loose and
Howling at the moon?
barking. Close.
One man's barks, another man's howl.
11:12 a.m. Someone came into the sheriff's department lobby to report they had recently purchased something on eBay but have yet to receive it. Sheriff's department immediately dispatched someone to eBay and asked what the heck is going on. 11:18 a.m. A black lab on Scarborough Avenue is continuously barking. Police department went over and moved the
Is
dog
that
to
anywhere
Haywire
near
Gulch.
Haywire Gulch? Thank you. We have a place for this dog.
Yep, doggone it, man.
Rebel.
3:08 p.m. A man called in to complain to the Montana Human Rights Commission about a social service agency in Lakeside. He said they were rude to him. In retaliation, he claimed he might just go get himself a shotgun and start shooting up the town.
That's something you want to tell the 911 operator.
Yeah, he was contacted by deputies, and he said he wasn't seriously considering shooting anyone.
Yes, he put away a shotgun.
I just said so. And finally, 7:49 p.m., a lady called in because her boyfriend, whom she had been arguing with, threw a lit cigarette on the bed, potentially voiding her mattress warranty. She was not pleased. She was unpleased, Tony. There's nothing like displeasing. Hell hath no scorn like a woman with a cigarette on her mattress.
Well, yeah.
I think.
That's the takeaway. You bastard, now the warranty's voided.
I just wonderful stuff.
So first, Michelle sends me the bar story from Wisconsin.
Okay. Hey, Michelle.
She also sent me this. For a lady that works as much as she does, I don't know how she has the time.
Does she work in academia?
I bet her kids, even though they're older, they're still interesting.
Does she work for a corporation or in academia?
Neither. Well, I don't know. Michelle, do you still do stuff for UAB? Obviously, she telecommutes because living in Colorado would make it tough to commute.
I was thinking of University of Anheuser-Busch.
No, I don't think she drinks enough.
Okay.
Yeah. I know she has something to do with police or forest rangers or something.
Oh.
Yeah, it does me no good.
Those forest rangers are always getting out of hand.
A well-dressed deer story from Michelle. Andrea Arnold is a lady who knows a lot about what goes on in the village of McBride, Colorado.
Okay. I've
About
heard of
600
McBride.
people.
Yeah.
Actually, they're in British Columbia's Robson Valley, so a little farther north.
Oh.
She's a reporter for the Rocky Mountain Goat newspaper.
They changed the name in the 13th century. It used to be the Rocky
Bill's
Mountain
Goat
Jackass.
newspaper. She keeps track of what you would expect a reporter of wildfires, sports teams, anything happening.
Everything she needs.
In a 200-kilometer drive east of Prince George, British Columbia.
Okay.
Because believe it or not, the Rockies don't stop at the U.S. border. They're rude that way.
Do they have to be constantly flashing their credentials?
There's a question.
See?
Or better yet, do they have like a booth somewhere up there? You, come here.
We got to talk.
Nothing quite prepared her, though, for what she saw while driving through town Sunday afternoon. The vehicle in front of me had slowed way down, which is not abnormal because there are deer that cross the highway.
Yep.
But she says this one was wearing, and it was a deer, this one was wearing a high-vis jacket.
In the proper way or in its antlers? Inquiring minds.
She managed 2 photos, which show a deer fully wrapped in a jacket with strips of reflective material before the animal walked on. But she still couldn't quite, as I understand this, she couldn't quite process what she'd seen. Because no, it wasn't its antlers. Joe Rich, who owns a tow shop along the highway through town, said he saw the deer in the woods around the same time. Said he managed to take a closer look at the deer, and it was clearly dressed in the jacket. Legs through the sleeves. And he said it was zipped up.
Somebody
had to, because they weren't going to zip that rascal up with those hooves.
No, they're cleaved. Clive
Someone,
hooves,
said Rich. Obviously had to tackle this thing, put the jacket on it.
Nobody was sober who did that.
It's way too small a town for college, so at first I thought maybe it got tangled up in it, but in a second glance, that couldn't be the case.
No.
Arnold posted photos on Facebook, hoping to get some answers, but so far she's got more speculation and lots of jokes.
Maybe the former owner was wearing it and had bent over from the waist to pick something up, and that's when the deer charged. The deer charged and hit him in the backside and went right through.
And then the deer
into
went
the
right
jacket.
in.
Yeah, and that's how it got zipped up.
You're
it was always zipped up. What?
From her Facebook page. If you're cold, they're cold as well. Let them inside. It's just a deer on the...
Do not let them inside.
It's just a deer on the way to work, trying to pass itself off as a hunter. Others speculate someone wanted to protect the deer from getting hit by a vehicle. Eamon MacArthur of the BC Conservation Office told CBC that it's a new one to him. Said, I've had deers with Christmas lights in their antlers, but never anything like this. And they look very merry, by the way.
Oh, I'm sure.
MacArthur said, as long as the animal doesn't seem to be in stress, the jacket was unlikely to cause it any harm. We would hope, though, if it gets caught on anything, it would rip it off. Because let's be honest, deers are a bit bigger and stronger than ordinary human beings.
Mm-hmm.
And, if you buy the wrong clothes, even ordinary human beings can tear right through those rascals.
Yep.
But he encouraged people to please keep an eye out for the deer and report any new sightings, especially if the deer seems distressed or in the ever-popular trouble. Wow. I'd put that deer in the game of life, but I don't know if I'd put him in trouble. He also reminded people, Google it, he also reminded people should not approach wild deer, nor, he added, and here's the sentence, don't put clothes on them.
Yeah, stop dressing the deer. It doesn't mean what you think it means.
I know Winnie the Pooh wears a shirt, which why doesn't I get him arrested? He's wearing a shirt. He doesn't have any pants.
He and Donald Duck need to go.
I'm out the door. Arnold said there are people in town who sometimes provide food for deer, but to dress a deer like this, because we all know other people have dressed deers, they're called hunters, would require someone to, Google it, would require someone to get the jacket around the animal's legs and then zip it up. And Arnold said she would really, really like to know how that happened.
I want to see that fight because it's good.
I don't need to know the who, she said, but I really want to know how.
Hey, deer, try this on. See if it makes you look fat.
And the deer looks up. Is that a 42 long?
Yeah. Oh.
This is true, really news. Send email to TITR@netradio.network.